MC for today's event. Today we will be watching 5 teams present their projects on the process redesign they have been working on for the past semester. Each team will have a total approximately 20 minutes, 10 minutes for the presentation, and followed by a feedback and Q&A section. So let's make this as an engaging and insightful session. But before we begin the presentations, I would like to invite Mrs. Professor Mahendrawathi, RST, Master of Science PhD, to deliver the opening remarks. Professor Mahendrawathi, the floor is yours.
Okay. Selamat pagi semuanya. Okay. I know you're nervous, but as you can see, Professor Reijers today is wearing batik, so he is as much Indonesian as you are today. Okay. So don't worry too much about what you are going to, because you are here, you are already representing the best. So we just need to listen more and find out what you have prepared, and we will eagerly wait Professor Reijers' comment about your presentation. So each of you will be given, like I already briefed you, right? 10 minutes, that is the maximum. Because we will have a question and answer to you, and then you will be judged based on 3 things. First is your presentation, your enthusiasm in that presentation as well, and the content, of course. How can you apply what has been learned in the classroom into the case? That is 70%, and also about your chronological presentation. So I think you are ready for that because you already created the poster and we already tagged Professor Reijers as well. So without further ado, let's start.
Yeah. Please applause for Professor Mahendrawathi. Okay guys, now let's jump into our main session today. I bet all the teams can wait to present their project to Professor Reijers, the co-author of the textbooks we already use. So please welcome to the stage, Hidup MPB. The floor is yours.
Pas banget nih. Ini taruh di mana, Bang? Ini aja.
Boleh. Bentar mana pegang.
Jangan satu di sana. Ini gimana sih rasanya? Oh, gitu. Jepit. Mana? Kenapa di sini semua?
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So today we are going to share about our final project here, and the topic that we bring today is about redesigning student associations, media and information department workflow to increase efficiency. But before we start, please let me shortly introduce our team first. So my name is Isanda, and beside me is Yusuf, and on the other side is Elvis. Okay, so our cases are mainly divided into 3 parts. So the first one, the requester is going to submit a form, followed by the contact person that will going to check whether the form is fulfill the requirement or not. And then after confirmed by the contact person, we will start to handle this request. So in this request could be divided into 2 types, either to publish a new content or creating a new design. So we could mark this process as finished only if we satisfy the customers. Please next. And so first, when we do this project, we do discovery and identification first. In here, we need to know what is our main process looks like, and we need to know also what is the pain point in these cases. So in here, we do interview to several different stakeholders, and also we run a simulation based on the data that have been given to us. So the result shows that our pain points are absence of final quality control and too much reliance on a single contact person. This statement is supported by the result of the interview. You can see in the qualitative proof is our key point or our keywords in the results. And also the simulation shows that there's only 11 to 16% of the cycle efficiency, which means that there's 85% of time we just wasted for waiting only. So therefore, this is our as-is diagram. And our pain points are located in these two red circles. Okay, this next. So the first bottleneck, you can see that there are unnecessary tasks that start in the gateway before and even. So in here that we could actually prevent this happen because as long as we don't satisfy the customer, it could be infinity looping and looping. And the second bottleneck is in the communication part. So the designer and the requester, their communication are actually breached by the contact person of the designer itself. So which means that there are gonna be many handoff, and this handoff will result in the increase of waiting times. Okay, this next. So now my friend Yusuf will going to explain deeper about how we analyze and redesign this process.
Okay, so we use five tools to analyze this process. Firstly, stakeholder mapping. Secondly, value and no-value adding classification. Thirdly, waiting time measurement. And fourthly, simulation process in selfie scenario. And the last one is a fishbone diagram to find a real root causes. And then we have four main issues to this process, and the most critical one is no funding quality check before upload, and the content get tagged down, and the upload get risky penalty. The second one is cycle efficiency is too low, and third, overload contact person. One contact person handles 8 departments, and this is a single point of failure in this process. And the last one is the process average time is 3 hours 22 minutes, but only the target is only 1 until 2 hours. Next. So we propose three changes in this process. Firstly, we remove unnecessary text and reduce the contact point in this process. And secondly, we replace a contact person between a case manager and a staff designer who communicates directly. And the last one is requirement draft confirmation publication. This is happen to be efficient if needed before upload, not after upload. And we hope it will be impacted a 75% efficiency gain, cutting several times to 5.5 hours while successfully eliminating contact person bottlenecks. Next. This diagram shows the current process. As you can see, there are many steps and 4 steps between the contact person, the designer, and the requester. And here, the first bottleneck is there are many steps going to the contact person for publication, and the second one is the contact person for designer who have many steps and infinity loop. Next. This is the new publication process. We make a draft publication before uploading, so if get mistakes, it will be get corrected before upload, not after upload. Next. And then the last one is this is the new design process of this process. We make a group between the contact person, the requester, the designer to communicate directly. And then if revision needed, the communication it will be there too, without going back and 4 steps to spare people. Next. And the content it will be explained by the office.
So let us move into the transformational redesign. In this transformational redesign, we are focused on using website and API integration. In this website, they will automatically check wherever the submission is following the SOP or not. They also can automatically assign the task to staff, and they also can be handle the communicate between the requester and the staff, and also they can automatically publish the content into social media via API integration. Next, in this transformational redesign, we are focused on technology via website and API integration. We are focused on customer. We are focused also in process via task delegation and routing, and also we are focused on organization by eliminate ship contact person and direct staff requester collaboration. So because of this redesign, we can simplify the business process diagram to look like this. Okay, so let's move on into automation redesign. In this automation redesign, we are using Process Maker. In Process Maker, we use Dynaform integration to manage the content lifecycle from submission to approval. We also use email system to automatically email the respective CP. And lastly, we are using automated execution to push data into internal database. So by automate this workflow, the system remove 100% of communication overhead and manual data entry. And this brings us to conclusion. In this conclusion, there are two important things. First, the bottleneck. The bottleneck that have been identified is the missing of quality control gate and over-reliance on one single contact person. Because of that, 85% of total cycle time is just for waiting. To handle this, we use direct intervention to remove unnecessary handoff, and also we use automation to remove manual coordination completely. So our redesign is focused on protect high messy Instagram account or information system student association Instagram account from platform penalties and increase efficiency. And this brings us to the closing statement. I would like to close this presentation using a quote that strongly encourages us to finish this challenging project. So the quote say, study hard, no matter if it's impossible, no matter if it takes time, no matter if you have to be up all night, just remember that the feeling of success is the best thing in the world. We are from Hidup MPB. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question or feedback, we would like to happy to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, once again, give an applause for Hidup Guys, are you ready to hear the direct feedback from Professor Reijers?
Yes,
Yes.
sure.
For the Professor Reijers, the answer.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the enthusiastic presentation. There was a lot of material that passed in the past few minutes. I wanted to ask you about the connection between a couple of things you explained. Some of the bottlenecks you've seen and also the measures, of course, you've taken. Can you explain to me once again how the missing of quality control, the final check, what the most important measure is that you took that addresses this problem?
Okay, so in these cases, in publication steps, in the original workflow, we are post it first before we confirm to the requester. So which means that after we publish that content, it could be revision after it, and we need to take down it and do revision as long as we don't satisfy the customer. So which means that if there are too much take down in Instagram account, especially the Instagram account will have a penalty or ban for like 24 hours to 48 hours. So which means that we are going to wait until the Instagram account is available again to post the content. So in here we change the mindset that we make a draft first before we next. Yeah. So we make a draft first before we publish it into Instagram account, just for make sure that the requester doesn't satisfy with our post, so we can confirm and do revision before we publish it into the media account. So like that.
So in that sense, you don't need quality control afterwards anymore because you have taken measures before,
Yes.
right? It's the draft that. Okay. Another problem that you identified is the very low cycle time efficiency.
Yes.
What is, of all the things you have done, what do you think that has had the most impact on improving this efficiency?
Okay. The part we think that is really apa ya, mempengaruhi the most impact we think that we need we make a group. So
Iya.
next.
Next lagi.
Nah,
Ini nih, yang grup nih.
yang sebelumnya.
Nih,
Yeah.
this is
So we create a group design. So before, if the designer are going to contact with the requester, so like maybe I have an idea with you, but we don't have a direct communication. So we need to send the message to the contact person first, then the contact person will forward that message to the requester. So as we know that not everyone are available like 24/7 to the WhatsApp. So it would like we need to wait maybe for several minutes or maybe even an hours just for forward the message from the designer to the requester as well as the requester to the contact to the designer staff again. So which means that there's too much time just we waste for waiting for nothing like that. So therefore we make a group design. So the requester and the
contact person.
so the requester and the staff designer they can communicate directly. So we can eliminate at least like 50% the waiting time. So we can cut at least 50% like that.
Very well. Last question. Can I ask you one more question? So last question. When you redesign something, there is always potentially resistance to what you do, to what you propose. Even though the ideas look great on paper, people who are carrying out the process may not like the changes so much.
Yeah.
Have you thought about what kind of resistance you may expect if you would implement your ideas?
Maybe on a financial area. Boleh next. Bukan transformasi, conclusion. Oh, bukan. So the resistance are mainly gimana jelasinnya?
Resistannya mau di placement yang mana kan?
Enggak, resistannya itu yang apa yang pemikirannya mungkin. So
Kayaknya yang
You
nolak
can
gitu.
stay in Indonesia, I can translate to you.
okay. Mungkin maybe the main problem in these cases are the financial and the technology area. So when we're going to implement the new portal database, we need time and with money and with the energy to create that portal. So it could be the hardest part in our idea, I think like that.
Very well. Yeah. Good. Any questions? No?
Okay.
Okay.
Tito? Okay. Thank you very much, this group.
I'm sure that the feedback and Q&A session that already discussed before will give you more motivation to learn more about business process management. Okay,
More
we
about
have
English.
once again for
Thank you.
Moving on to our next presenters, please welcome EU team. So EU team, the time is yours. Give an applause for EU team.
Ini lagi untuk live stream biar nyala gitu deh suaranya didekatin.
Please forgive me as I am nervous as everyone else.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay.
Okay. Hi everyone. Today we are going to present our project redesigning the consumption request business process in the information system department at ITS. Our objective was to identify inefficiencies in the current process and redesign using heuristic, transactional improvement, and also automation. The goal is to reduce waiting time and eliminate activities, improve overall process efficiency. Next. Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Mahendrawathi.
My name is Nalanda Mahabharata.
My name is Izan dari Retro.
And we continue.
Okay. So this is our request overview. The first one is the consumption manager is create the food request and then send it to event treasurer to verify against the proposal and the budget plan, and then verify again with the administrative office treasurer, and then administrative office treasurer staff yes is check the menu availability and then they place the order. The ETS food is generate the booking ID, and the booking ID is sent to the consumption manager. This flow has multiple hands off and two separate verification.
Okay, so during the discovery phase, we analyzed the whole workflow process starting from the initial request until the booking ID was received. So from our identification, we identified three major problems. So the first one is administrative office, or what we call as TU here, as verification delay. So since TU handles multiple events at the same time, and still relies on manual verification, it will definitely creates longer queues. And second is frequent revision. Since there are unclear requirements and no SOP, it will, and also reliance on informal knowledge, and also and the third one is dual submission. Since soft copy and hard copy is required for administrative requirements, and there are no integrated system for ordering and documentation. And for the quantitative analysis, we found out that the current cycle efficiency is only 31.6%, and total cycle time of 24 hours and 33 minutes, and maximum cycle time of 7 hours and 47 minutes. And overall, these issues reduce process efficiency and also increase overall cycle time. Next.
So this is our SIS BPMN. So this is the first NBA. First of all, the BPMN consists of 5 lanes. This is the MDA. Like the event treasurer is checking about the RAB and proposal. And then this is the next one. After they checking, they need to submit into the dual format. This is creating extra effort. This is the verification with the table treasurer. And the last one is menu availability is checked after both verification stage.
Okay, so we then analyze with 3 methods, which is value-added analysis, root cause analysis, and also simulation analysis. So the first one is value-added analysis. So what we found is soft copy submission and hard copy does not add value to the ordering process at all, but instead it increases processing effort and also waiting time. And next, it is also shown that duplicate verification between event treasurer and also the administrative office treasurer, creates unnecessary checking. And the next one is root cause analysis with using the 5 whys. And we found out two main root causes, which is submission requirements are not standardized, which lead to frequent revision. And an approval process relies on sequential verification, and which causes long waiting time. And based on the simulation analysis that we've done also before, the cycle efficiency is only 31.6%, which indicates most time spent waiting rather than processing. And the EU verification waiting time is 33 hours and 30 minutes, which is the main process bottleneck. And the key analysis result, so duplicate verification, revision loops, and also excessive waiting time is the key issues here. Next.
So here is our proposed solution. So we discussed the 5 problems. So the first one is duplicate verification. So event treasurer and administrative treasurer check similar documents. We separated the verification scope, so it eliminates repeated checks and reduces waiting time. So the second one is those submission, soft copy, and before soft copy and hard copy are required simultaneously submitted. Now there's only digital submission during approval stage. So it reduces rework and printing efforts. Third is menu revision delay. Before menu checked after approval. Now after the redesign, early menu availability checking, it prevents revision and cycle time delay. So another is long waiting time, sequential handoff and workload overall before and after is simplified workflow and reduced handoff. No tracking system. So root cause or before is manual follow-up, after is centralized request management. So it's better visibility and control. Next.
So there, as stated before, solution. This is our the the first one is menu availability. Check in the early, so there's no more revision. So the second one is we separate the scope of verification. The event treasurer is about the proposal and budget plan, and then the TU is about the administrative compliance. This is the for the TU. Okay. We also remove the dual submission, and we replace it with the printing after booking ID is received. So this is the result. As you can see, the total cycle time is reduced. Maximum cycle time is also reduced from 7 hours into 4 hours, and the cycle efficiency is also increasing from 31% into 45%.
Okay, so to support our redesign model, we also propose automation design and also configuration. So the first one is digital form. So digital form is to centralize request information, like to make verification easier and also reduce data duplication. And second is workflow or auto routing. So the system will automatically routes requests to the correct verifier or user. And for example, if rejected, the system will automatically redirect to the verifier or user relevant to it. And third is user management and access right. So this ensures that each actors only can access activities that are relevant to their roles. So these automation features can support and help improve workflow to consistently executed. Next.
So we're moving into the conclusion. Again, problem, long waiting times, duplicate verification, frequent revision, solution, heuristic, and transactional automation redesign. So the result we got is from SAP Signavio. We simulated, and from current cycle efficiency from 31%, it improved by 14% to 45%. And total cycle time from 24 hours 33 minutes, it's improved to 20 hours 24 minutes. The total cycle time decreased by 16%, and maximum cycle time is decreased by 45%, 7 hours 46 minutes into 4 hours 16 minutes. So our analysis shows that the main issues in the existing process were, again, the results indicate that eliminating redundant activities, improving task allocation, and introducing digital workflow significantly improve process performance. That is all from Group IUP. Our apologies if I have any wrong words that might hurt. And you are welcome if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, EOP. What a great presentation representing the International Degree Program class. Now, let's hear directly the feedback from Professor Reijers and to start the Q&A session.
Thank you very much for your presentation. During your presentation, I was writing down questions, and then every time you continued with your presentation, you already answered the question, right? So I was writing down and then eliminating the question, writing a question and then eliminating. So it's difficult to stay with a couple of questions because you answered already so many questions I had. One thing I know, and my students in the Netherlands find it very difficult to sometimes apply the value-added analysis technique because they often do not agree what is really about value and what is not value.
Oh.
Can you tell me your experience with applying this technique? Was it difficult for you to distinguish whether things were really value-adding or non-value-adding, or was it simple?
Mau jawab?
Ya, kamu aja.
Aduh. Wait. Jadi kita ngebedainnya dari yang menurut kita. Oh, enggak dong. Kita kan kayak distingnya itu apa kamu udah atau enggak.
There's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's like,
So
is it difficult or is it
yeah.
It is very difficult.
It's for me it's difficult because especially for the verification, I think they need to verify, but there is some redundancy there, so I ragu.
Not sure.
I'm not sure about the this is the NVA or not.
Or value added.
Yeah, or value added.
This is very this is always very difficult. But I'm happy that you use that technique. One of the other things I wanted to ask is that you had a couple of suggestions and ideas on automation, like the role assignment and the automated routing.
Yes.
And I think you proposed Process Maker to use
Yeah,
as the
we use
workflow
Process
automation
Maker.
platform.
Yes.
Did you do a sort of an assessment whether the Process Maker can meet all your requirements for the implementation?
Yes, we did, right?
Kita,
Yeah.
we do the apa namanya?
We implemented to the process maker already.
You implemented it as well?
Yeah.
I didn't get it. Okay, very well. Then maybe a question I also asked the other group. What do you think about maybe resistance against your ideas? Where would you expect most resistance against your proposal of changing this process?
So from us is the
administrative office.
administrative office verification.
Yes.
Because
I expect that too.
because
you split it. Right?
Yeah,
they
they split
I know
it.
they need to verify that also because they have the money, right? So that the most difficult.
Resistance,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
I expect the same, but I liked in your proposal that you already have a good proposal on how to separate the two.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
And thank you once again to your team. Let's give an applause once again for your team. Yay. Okay, we are now. Anyway, to Professor Mahendra and Mr. Rito, is there any question? No. Okay. Let's move on to the next team. Let's invite Gemesin to present their work. FYI, Professor Reijers, Gemesin in English is like cute. So let's see if their project is as cute as their team name. Let's invite Gemesin. Give an applause for Gemesin.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. We are from team Gemesin. So we conducted our study on the internal creative and marketing services branch of the Information Systems Student Association, and I'm Aulia, and together with my colleagues Nur Kamilah and Deaka, we will walk you through our finding. Next. Okay, before we present the data, let us establish the context of our case first. So, Information Systems Student Association is a student-run organization that hosts a dozen of academic events, workshops, or even campaigns. And inside, there is an internal creative services and marketing department. Whenever other departments or even committees need a marketing poster, a visual asset, or a social media publication, they must submit a formal request to this creative department. Thanks. Moving on to process identification. Through our quantitative simulation, we discovered that the performance of this current process is highly inefficient. As we can see, the cycle time efficiency for the content publication workflow is only 25.9%, while the design publication path is only 34.8%. This means over 65% of the process duration is wasted on completely non-value adding idle time when requests sit in queues and waiting to be processed. Next. Okay, the first major failure point we discovered at the very beginning is high input defects. Approximately 50 to 60% of all incoming request forms are submitted incomplete or with ambiguous requirements. So this creates a severe administrative rework loop, and then the creative team cannot start working because they have to constantly contacting the requester to clarify the design brief. And the second failure point is high rate of post-publication errors. There are alarming 80% probability that published social media content contains critical information errors such as wrong dates or even typos. And whenever this happens, the content must be taken down, revised, and re-uploaded. So we need a visualization. This is our as-is process. We maintain a 4-lane structure. They are requester, contact person for the publication, for the design, and the staff designer. The core issue here is the high density of handoffs. For example, a design request cannot go directly to the staff. Instead, it must pass a manual verification gate handled by the contact person. Thanks. So to uncover the root causes of these delays, let's take a look on the sub-processes. First, in sub-process 1 and 3, the contact person must cross-check forms and initiate chats to fix errors. And the second, in sub-process 2, if post-launch errors occur or happens, they have to take down, and takedown loop is triggered. And finally, in the last sub-process, after exporting draft, designers must manually copy and send Figma links via chats to the contact person, and then contact person goes to requester, and then back again to the contact person, and so on.
To validate our findings, we use both qualitative and quantitative methods. Quantitatively, we performed a cycle time analysis and ran a dynamic simulation based on an arrival rate of 10 requests per day. Qualitative is a value-added analysis, classified process waste under the move, hold, and rework categories, and a fishbone root cause analysis. Our fishbone diagram revealed 2 root causes. First, late error detection. There's no draft preview stage before publication, so errors are only caught after the content is published. Another major root cause, mapped in our fishbone diagram, is low process visibility. Requesters have zero visibility to track the request status, forcing them to constantly follow up the contact person just to ask, "Is my design ready yet?" which disturbs the design team's work. To resolve these issues, we applied a dual-layered redesign strategy. First, transactional redesign heuristics is used to optimize the current process performance with minimal friction. Second, we applied a transformational redesign approach using the PPD space framework to fundamentally restructure how our workflows coordinate. On the transactional side, our primary heuristics is additions of controls to improve process quality. We introduced 3 quality gates: an automated pre-validation form that prevents users from submitting incomplete briefs, a formal concept approval task so the requester signs off on a layout sketch before the designer spends hours rendering it, and a draft review task before publication, dropping out error rate from 80% to under 10%. To resolve the contact person bottlenecks without hiring new staff, we empowered designers with a pull system from a shared database and reduced manual contacts by giving requesters a view-only Figma link right at the start. For our transformational redesign, we utilized dimension 9 of the business process design space, coordination. Routine requests go through the standard path using self-service templates with a quick contact person check. Complex requests like major event branding take the custom path, handled by designers from scratch with a strict lead time policies. The redesign delivers 3 key impacts: faster process by removing manual delays, higher quality through error prevention, and better transparency with self-tracking submissions.
This is our design to be PDNN model. We'll notice the main flow is more cleaner than our as-is baseline. Since we broke the process into 2 sub-processes. First, design, and second is publication, based on the request type selected as a start. Let us first look at the design type. The sub-process covers from completion, draft review, testing cycles, and the final design is released. Next, we move to the publication type. This process covers content submission, draft approval, publication, and post-publication revision or content removal if needed. Separating this process allows the design coordinator and publication coordinator to manage their own workflow while keeping the overall process simple. Now that we have seen the overall process, let us examine the key improvement. In highlighted area number 1, we replace the manual design process for routine requests with a choose template task. Requester can select approved template directly, reducing repetitive work of design tasks and providing so much faster turnaround. The second improvement focuses on design quality. In highlighted area number 2, we introduce a concept approval task. The designers first submit a simple mock-up for approval before creating the final design. And our final BDMN improvement addresses the publication stage. In highlighted area 3, we add a draft preview task before publication. Instead of publishing immediately, the contact person presents a draft to the requester before the final approval. Next. And after redesigning the workflow, the next step was validating its implementation. We automated the process using user process maker and configured 37 executable tasks. The system automatically assigns tasks to user based on their roles. Finally, let us look at how the automation was implemented. We created dynamic data forms such as initial request forms, template selection, approval screens, and we also apply system triggers that automatically retrieve user profile data. Finally, we define 5 users here. First, admin, and then requester, and contact person of publication, contact person of design, and the staff design. We also put the PM table to track submission status and configure input and output document for file uploads and approval submissions.
So in conclusion, by combining transaction heuristic with a transformational coordination triage system, we have flattened the workflow and maximized efficiency. And this is Gemesin. And we thank you for your attention. We need some question and feedbacks.
Thank you, Gemesin. The girls from Gemesin as cute as their group name. Now, let's hear. We already hear about their project, about business process redesign of creative services and content publication requests at the Information System Association using BDE space and heuristic design. Now, let's hear their feedback and Q&A session with Professor Reijers.
Thank you again. Thank you, ladies, for the very clear presentation and the very colorful slides that you used. One of the problems that you mentioned was the low visibility of the process for the process participants. And I was wondering about can you explain in your improved proposal what the key points will be to address this particular issue of the low visibility?
So our improvement is the Figma links, the design link. We send it to the requester from the start, not from once the staff is doing the job and then they send the link. It's not like that. We recommend that we send the Figma link to the requester from at the very beginning of the process instead at the middle.
Yes, okay, very well. You also mentioned as another part of your solution that you will propose to the use of templates for the designs. Do you have an idea whether the designs are, the requests can be standardized using these templates? Do you have indications that it would be possible to generate generally usable templates for this purpose?
So the creative team have already a graphic standard manual that is similar to template actually, but it doesn't have to be keep the same objects like it depends on the events and something like that, and it depends on the requester also. And the template is only just one of the solution that we recommend, and we also recommend the GSM like that.
No, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Then I saw that you were very strict on future use of WhatsApp for informal requests. But I know Indonesians a little bit, they really like to chat with each other, right? And have informal communication. So what do you think about how will your proposal will be received by the people carrying out this process and also the customers? Will they enjoy that they cannot have interaction anymore with the teams?
Okay, so as long as the process is done nicely, I think we think the requester shouldn't be chat for that much, texting that much at the staff or the contact person. So it's not that necessary that they have to complain that much if the process is done nicely.
I agree with you. Are there any other factors where you believe that there may be resistance against your ideas on how to improve the workflow?
So we think that the resistance for the future case is, I think the contact person have to regularly check the forms or the spreadsheets, where the requester requests the design and something like that. So yeah, it's I know it's a little bit more job for the contact person to regularly check that, but yeah, that's their main job. It prevents to have another any wrongness to the design process.
Yes, I agree. Thank you for answering the question. Thank you.
Okay. We will now start the implementation. Thank you once again to implement and we have a seat. Okay, before we're going to the next presentation, are you guys still on fire? Are you guys still excited for the upcoming themes?
Yes.
Because next on we have How Admin. They will be presenting a business process redesign of the event reimbursement process to reduce fund recovery delays and information system department. So please welcome Team How Admin. They're wearing ulas today, a unique things from Sumatra, one of an island in Indonesia. Please welcome Team How Admin. Guys, before you start your presentation, please tell us the reason why you choose ULAS as your dress code today, and to introduce ULAS to Professor Reijers.
It's quite an unexpected question actually. So today we're wearing ULAS because both of us are Batak. Batak is one of pride in Indonesia, in Sumatra especially, and both of us come from North Sumatra, Medan City, and today we also want to introduce ourselves using our local language. So we're using ULAS as a sign to introduce ourselves.
Very nice.
Untuk presiden tolong guys, tolong. Please behave. Ini gimana makanya? Udah kau aja yang ekspresikan. Okay, before we start the presentation, I have a question for both of you. What if, after dedicating your time, effort, or even personal fund to support a campus event, you need to wait weeks or even months to get your fund recovered? Of course, it will be a significant problem for all of you, because it will be a problem for your financial condition, right? And that's why we are here to address this problem. Good morning, Professor Reijers, as our special lecturer, our lecturer, Professor Mahendrawathi and Pak Dito, and all distinguished audience. Today, before we start the presentation, let us introduce ourselves using our local language.
Aku Catherine Sregar.
Kulo Gracela.
Don Au Pamela, and today we're from Team Hello Admin, and we're proud to present Stage Fund Disbursement, a business process redesign that enables earlier access to operational fund while maintaining financial accountability. Before we start talking about the solution itself, let us first understand the current reimbursement process. So, as shown in BPMN, the reimbursement process starts when the event ends and the committee member submit their purchase receipt at the expense documentation stage. Then, the treasurer prepares the financial accountability report, where the secretary prepares the activity accountability report, and both documents go to several verification and approval stages and administrative verification stage. And then, in the end of this stage, there is a reimbursement stage where the funds can 100% recover to the committees. But before the reimbursement, because we have a lot of activities in
verification and approval stages, it can a postpone in activity can directly postpone the fund recover for the committee members, and they need to wait weeks or even months to get the fund. From that problem, we do some quantitative and qualitative analysis to see the problem behind every stages. So in the first stage is verification expense documentation stage. In this stage, we can see the field in the proof of submission occurs simultaneously that makes 48 hours waiting times. At the same time, the treasurer also can receive and check the receipt manually that makes 117.41 workload utilization that make the bottleneck in the treasurer in this stage. And then we have administrative verification stage, where the problem is the manual document handover between the actor that create the 8 non-value added tasks. Also, at the same time, the manual verification that concentrated on the administrative theft can also make this administrative theft become a bottleneck with 29.52% workload utilization. Of course, it also contributed where the verification activity itself can make total cycle time up to 8.78 hours. And then we have last stage when the reimbursement process can only happen after all verifications and documentation stage are complete and 100% disbursement after administration's completion. It makes the committee members need to wait weeks or even months to get their funds back to them. To analyze what's going on with the problem, we have a root cause analysis.
To understand what's really driving these delays, we ran a root cause analysis using fishbone diagram with 6 categories: man, material, machine, measurement, milieu, and method. And what we found was the problem wasn't the people, it was the system. From the method side, the document or the process is built on a handover document, layers of verification, and reimbursement mechanism that only begins after all administrative box has been completed. And from the machine side, the verification is still done manually. There is no early validation that can detect error before they move to the next stage. From this problem, we propose 2 types of redesign. The first one is transactional redesign using heuristic redesign to solve the problem. The first one is interfacing. In interfacing, we propose standardized document template and a shared reimbursement guide that covering process flow, deadline, and document requirement. And the second one is contact reduction. In contact reduction, we propose using soft file during verification and revision, so only the final report needs to be printed for the signature. And the last one is activity automation. On activity automation, we propose to use an OCR-based system that can automatically detect error, also retrieve receipt, and also reject receipt that older than 30 days. So this can remove the manual checking by the treasurer, reducing bottleneck, and also the human error. Beyond that thing, we also propose a transformational redesign using business process design space layer with 4 layers. The first one is product or service layer. In this layer, we found that the current process is priorities control over the funding efficiency. The second one is business process. In business process layer, we propose to starting approval earlier, which is it can be speed up the reimbursement process and reduce the need for the committee members to advance their personal funds. The third is information layer. In information layer, we found that having a single integrated data source for reimbursement process that could be make the process more accurate and faster. And the last is organization layer. In organization layer, balancing compliance with operational efficiency is the key to make reimbursement faster and more effective. And this is the direction of the foundation for the stage fund disbursement solution that we will present next.
Okay, so the design process consists of 4 key stages. First, the funding request, where the company submits a proposal and budget plan based on an approved budget range. Second, the upfront funding and event execution, where 70% of the approved budget is disbursed before the event begins, allowing operational expenses to be covered without relying entirely on operational funds. The third one, accountability and verification, where accountability report and financial accountability report documents are prepared and verified by the Information System Department. And then finally, the remaining 30% of funds will be distributed on the final settlement stage. And by introducing stage fund disbursement, this redesign process provides earlier access to funds while maintaining accountability through verification and final settlement stage. To further improve efficiency, this redesign process is also supported by several automation components. The redesign process is supported by 3 main automation components, that is Dynaform, Trigger, and JavaScript, and then email automation. The first one, Dynaform visualizes data collection, automatically generates the required documents, and integrates document verification into a single workflow. And then next, Trigger and JavaScript will automate fund calculation and financial recapitulation, reducing manual work and improving accuracy. And finally, email automation distributes documents and approval notification digitally, so it will eliminate manual handovers and also accelerate coordination between stakeholders. Together, these technologies will eliminate manual document handover, reduce administrative burdens, and create a more efficient end-to-end process. And after combining process design with automation, we can now summarize the overall impact of our proposed solution. In conclusion, the originally emerged process delayed fund recovery because excessive document handover, layered verification, and limited automation. And to address these issues, we propose stage fund disbursement that's supported by process automation. This solution enables candidates to access funds earlier while still maintaining accountability and financial control. Ultimately, candidates should be able to focus on organizing successful events, not on financing them with their own money. Because a good process doesn't make people wait for resources. It ensures resources are available when they are needed. We are
Hello, admin. We are building better processes. Kan bikin gaya-gayanya. Mana gue?
Okay, thank you, Hello Admin. They already present their project about the event reimbursement and information system department. And I think they were curious about the feedback from Professor Reijers, so the
Thank you so much. Thanks to the whole team. Thanks for dressing up. I don't know if you know this, but my mother lived in Medan for many years. I also visited. I visited the north part of Sumatra. I see Lake Toba. So that's a beautiful area. It's very nice how you dress up and sing it. So thank you for doing that. Some questions I have. So one of the, if I understand correctly, you have the idea to both do a transformational change in the context of the process and more transactional improvements. I was wondering about the transformational part that you mentioned that relates to the organization, where you want to have a better balance between, I think, accountability and efficiency, right? Can you tell me a little bit more about how you would propose that the organization finds this better balance? How will you accomplish that?
So from our SS from the SS flow, we can see all of the reimbursement process can happen 100% after all documentation and verification stages are complete, which is burden the customer that there are committee members in this case. And then we propose the solution is can we go to BPMN satu lagi enggak lagi yang to be so we propose 17 and 30% scheme when the 70% of the fund it will be given to the committee and they will use it in the operational event, and then the 30% will be reimbursed after the event. It makes the accountability can also happen after the event because they need to give the accountability to the department to get the 30% fund.
Yes, and I think this is the main component and the main idea of improving this process. Can you imagine that if you give the funding early, 70%, can you imagine that you may perhaps want to extend the process in cases where people say, well, I have 70% of my funds, I don't bother to do any further requests. What will happen with all the things when you give prior funding, but where the completion of the process may take very long? Do you have any ideas on what will happen if you change the process in this way? So the question is, how will you make sure that the other part of the process will still be executed so that people will still submit their requests?
Dia tuh gimana kalau misalnya nggak lanjut? Iya, dia jadi malas-malasan gitu loh, nggak ngerjain tugasnya. Gimana caranya?
Okay. So for this condition, we have several ideas. Like first, in the funding request, they submit their proposal and budget plan, and also we can make an agreement between the department and the committee members. So if they don't get the accountability report, maybe they can have sanksi itu apa sih? Sanksi punishment for the funding process.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. For some people need that, I think. Yeah. So also thank you for the demo. I could see now in your process maker demo how quickly things will go, right? That's very nice. So last question, I also asked the question to the other groups. Where do you expect most resistance against your ideas? And who will resist most strongly?
Okay. As you mentioned before, the resistance could be the compliance between the committee members and the department system. So we have some idea to make the sosialisasi apa ya?
Workshop?
Enggak. Sosialisasi. Socialization. Oh yeah. So socialization between the committee members and the department. So both of them can know the overall processes, and we also want to involve them in the redesign process so they can give us input what they would be burden them for the process, or maybe they have another idea that can make the process more efficient and also accountability for the report.
That's a very good approach. Yes. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for our admin team.
Language barrier.
Now that we already know about the so many process in information system department, from publication process and then refund reimbursement, and then now we will go to another process design about submission of the information system student activity proposal that will be presented by Group 11. Our last group, Group 11, please welcome to the stage. Give a round of applause for Group 11.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Professor Reijers and Bu Mahe and everyone that is here today. On this lovely, amazing opportunity, we would like to thank you all, and we were gonna present to you our final project, the redesigning of submission of the Information System student activity proposal to the Department of Information System. Before we start, I'm sorry. So 14 days. It's the average time, cycle time for the proposal to get student activity to get approval by the department, and that is what it's a long period of time, especially when us students have an academic tight schedule and also the hecticness of our life, and that's exactly what we're going to break down today. So before we start, I'm Shofia Valanata Syarakadirwita.
I'm Clarissa Najmanera Hermawanto.
And I'm Azifah Nanya Kotunadahali.
So, as I said before, the long period of time, that's what we're going to break down today. I'm going to give you the brief introduction about this case. So the current proposal submission process is still manual. It relies heavily on WhatsApp for communication and also coordination, and as well as physical documents for review by the department's leadership, such as head of the student association, head of the study program, and head of the department. So it goes through a multiple layer of approval before it actually gets the final approval, and it leads to a very long period of time of bureaucracy process. And to better understand the business process simply, we break down into three processes. It seems simple at first, but the first one is the proposal preparation. The second one is review and revision, and the final one is the final approval. It's only three process, but it actually, because as I said before, it goes on multiple layers of stakeholders. So the review and revision actually gets a long period of time of process time. And the second one is the in-scope boundaries. In-scope boundaries is what we could change about this case. The first one, and what we're gonna explain later on this presentation. The first one is the migrating the manual process from WhatsApp and also physical documentation and etc. to MyITS portal. So MyITS portal is a portal where each student can access all the facilities that it has provide, and we want to implement this submission process into MyITS portal also, so that every student and every stakeholder involved could access it at the same time. And then the second one is the parallel workflows for proposal and budget. So initially, the proposal and the budget submission is sequentially, so it takes a very long period of time because it is it goes on sequentially, so it's not parallel. And then the third one is specialized review responsibilities. So initially, every stakeholder here review the proposal from A to Z, so a proposal wholly. So we're gonna break down the proposal to their responsibilities only. Moving on. Before we see the business process model, here is the identification problem. We're gonna break it down into two, qualitative and also quantitative. In qualitative, we have found that we have three main problems. The first one is the repeated revision activity. Proposal and budget plan RAB documents. Can we see the model? Yeah, as you can see here, again. Lagi, slide selanjutnya. As you can see here, the red box indicates the same activities, just on three different layers. Three different layers. So it's actually on the same activity, but it repeated all the same. So can we go back to the... Yeah, it repeated all the same. Jadi, documents often undergo multiple back and forth revision. So it increased the risk of delays and also inefficient reward.
So, and the second qualitative problem we found is the lack of standardized guidelines. Currently, information system lacks of standardized formal regulations or guidelines that students could, that student activity proposal and budget plan submission. So, that's why the probability chance of the student proposal get revision is 80% high. And then this third one, or lastly, is dependence on manual processes. The use of WhatsApp and printed hard copies documents increases the risk of human error, misplaced documents, and a lack of transparency in the process status tracking. And then moving on to the quantitative, we have an extreme total cycle time. The total cycle time itself reached for 262.4 hours, or it equals to 14 days. And then the second one is the review and revision waiting time. So review and revision by the head of study program has the waiting time. This is one of the two of the many example we have. The proposal revision is the waiting time is about 1 hour to 2 hours. And this is only the two of several. And the lastly, handover and coordination waiting time. So excessive non-value added waiting time resulting from layered of approval. For example, this is one of the activity we have. Susun proposal is proposal preparation with waiting time about 3 hours, and then when we submit the proposal to the head of the study program, we have the waiting time for about 2 hours, and this is only two example of the many. Can we? Yeah.
And next, this is process analysis. We apply three methods. The first, cycle time analysis, to measure the total duration of the ongoing process and checking efficiency. And how the analysis, we measure the total duration from proposal submission to final approval, and we map the flow distribution between the commit and the reviewers. And the next method is bottleneck analysis to identify the longest waiting time. How the analysis, we analyze the durations of review and revision activities to each stage of approval. So we analyze how long each stakeholders can review and approve the documents. And the last one method is business process simulation, using simulation software to test the performance of the SX model based on the probability and duration of activities in the field. And how we analyze, we classify activities that trigger time was. And so, by process analysis, we might finding is the long waiting time and overlapping text. And next, manual media constraint is dependent by WhatsApp and hard copy of proposal, and the last inefficient sequential workflow. And so, the flow SE cycle is driven by manual coordination, waiting time, multi-layer preparation, and repetitive revisions. So this is the process redesign. We apply three methods too. The first is to improvement the tasks of sequence and assignment, and the next is business process design space to form a centralized system to minimize data duplication, and the last one is process automation. So this is the solution. The first is parallel workflow. Previously, the proposal and the plan budget is one after another, but in this process, we are process at the same time. And next, specialist review focus. This is a specific review test decision among actors. For example, the research reviews of the budget plan, and the head of study program is focused on the review proposal. And the last one is process media centralization, migration total from WhatsApp and printed document to digital platform like MyITS portal. So the benefit is cycle time was reduced from 14 days, 4 hours to 4 days, 11 hours, or about 65% faster. And the next benefit is waiting time elimination. And the last one is data security and transparency. Every stakeholder can see the current status of the proposal in real time and minimizing the risk of losing physical files.
These are the to be process that we made after the analysis process. The main thing we change is the parallel activities. We parallel with the submission to the head of study program and the budget plan to the department treasurer is executed in parallel to mainly reduce cycle time and improve process efficiency. The next thing we change is the specialized review and final approval. The review process the review process is structured through the role-based test specialization involving the head of the student association, the head of department, and we change it to for the stakeholder to reviews only relevant section to reduce the redundancy on reviews and to reduce the risk of inconsistency in review. We implement our automation workflow in the Process Maker to enable automatic task distribution across the stakeholder. The main thing we use is the Dynaform as a medium to submit the proposal and the budget plan, email notification to reduce the risk of missing and late review from each stakeholders, and specialization roles for each stakeholder to access. The next thing is when media submission, we plan to implement this automation in My ITS portal as a sole access point for the entire activity and process activity. The result is we eliminate the manual bureaucracy through an automated digital workflow, allowing real-time document tracking and significant reduce on cycle time from 14 days and 4 hours to 4 days and 11 hours.
Okay, to conclude, we have found the problem is that the long review and revision time, the second one is the overlapping task, and it could cause redundancy, and then the manual media constraints, and then the last one is the inefficient layered workflows. For the solution, we provide parallel workflow, specialized review, media centralization, and the use of Process Maker as the digitalization. And the result is that we are so focused at the cycle time. From 14 days, we reduce it to 4 days. And then the recommendation is the centralized submission process and also the specialized review for each of the stakeholders. Thank you. Closing our presentation session today, let's now hear the feedback and Q&A session with Professor Hajo.
Thank you again. So that's a very impressive prediction of your results. I think every consultancy company in the world would like to hire consultants who can reduce cycle time in this way. So that is very impressive. I have a couple of questions. So one of the key elements of your proposal is to have the My ITS as the central portal for students. Have you investigated how open the system is, how easy it is to integrate within My ITS this process and all the applications that you use? Is that feasible or is it a closed system? Do you have any insights?
Okay, so My ITS portal is actually from our campus
it's a website from our campus. So when you said that, when you ask is it feasible, we haven't actually done any
analysis.
Yeah, any survey, any analysis for that. But we do know that our My Test portal is very updated, so it could use, and you could actually get a lot of information from there. The newest feature that is added is My Test Parkir, and it's actually something about parking and a lot of like that. So it's actually really updated, and it's very versatile to all of this update. So but to answer that, My Test portal is like one of the things that we had for an idea, but for the digitalization itself, we use Process Maker. So yeah.
Clear. Yeah, no, that was very clear. So I think that's a very fair answer. One of the things you also mentioned is that one of the problems is that there is not so much standardized guidance for students on how to carry out this process. My students in the Netherlands never read guidance. I can give them syllabus, documents, they never read anything that is formal or described, and they keep on asking me things. So do you expect that in this situation, students will really check the guidance if you provide that documents?
Yes, because based on our experience, when we do proposal and budget pen, there's actually a template. Usually there's a template for us to follow so that it could meet a required standard. But when we interview some of our stakeholders to understand this case better, we don't have the guidelines for that yet. So what we meant for guidelines is more of like a template for them to meet the standard.
Okay, now I see. Yeah. You mentioned the problem of multi-layered bureaucracy that you identified, and that you now have eliminated lots of the bureaucracy. But bureaucracy is always, there are good things and bad things about the bureaucracy. In fact, the fact that there is a guidelines is also bureaucracy, right? So there is maybe excessive bureaucracy and bureaucracy which is beneficial. So how do you look in general at determining whether bureaucracy is too much or too little?
Okay, so we don't actually eliminate the multi-layered of bureaucracy. We do what we do is that we do it parallel, so it doesn't go by step, just so it goes together. So the multi-layered bureaucracy, we still go through all of it, but at the same time, as the parallelism.
Yeah. Then the last question I asked each group: where do you expect that your proposal will meet most resistance?
Okay, so what we expect our case is that the higher stakeholders, like head of the department and also head of the study program, we expect them to kind of like it's very hard for us to communicate with them to implement this solution. So it should be harder on that part for us to reach the higher stakeholders. Yeah.
Very clear. Thank you very much for your presentation and answers.
Okay, once again, thank you for your event. Now you can have a seat. And then let's wrap up our presentation session today. We already hear so many concepts and information system department, and also hear lots of valuable feedbacks from Professor Reijers. Now it comes the hard time for the jury, because after this, the judges will be discussed in 10 minutes about the best group, and while waiting for them, I will invite our master beings, Kezia and Nail, to lead a nice breaking session for us today.
Just a reminder as well for those of you attending today, can you please also vote for the favorite presentation, because there will be 3 awards, that is the best presenter, second presenter, our runner-up, and favorite from the audience. And the audience that voted can also have a surprise surprise gift, which I don't know yet what. But that's it. We will recess for 10 minutes and then I will hand over to Christy.
Okay, thank you, Professor Mahendrawathi. Let's have an icebreaking session with Iza and Daniel.
Okay, hi guys. Okay, so we're going to give you like 2 minutes to vote your best team for the presentation until 11:41.
Vote your presentation.
Okay, 1 more minute, guys. What are you doing? Okay, time's up, guys.
Time's up.
Okay, so we're going to play a game. The game is called Word Chain. So the rules is, first, we will give you one word to start the sentence, and then you guys have to continue by giving the next word, where the next word must have the first alphabet using the last alphabet from the word that I give you. So, for example,
when I say apple, and the next person is gonna say apple and
eat maybe.
what? Apple.
Apple, right?
Oh yeah, eat.
Yeah, eat. But you have to make the sentence make sense. So you cannot throw like random words that does not make sense. Okay? And then the next rule is, if the next person cannot give their word within 5 seconds, then you have to come forward and then you have to give kesan-kesan for the session today. We will do this until we have 4 people that comes up here. Don't worry, we will give Mumana will give something for the 4 people who comes up later. So, any questions or everything clear? If it's clear, you can give your thumbs up, guys. Maybe. Okay.
Thumbs up.
Okay. So, the first person will start from Pamela.
Some of the lights up.
Continue to the next person, and then Theo, and then Kumbana, and then Batia, and then Mengulangi.
Okay, are you ready, guys?
Yes.
Okay, we will play this game in 5 minutes, yeah.
5 minute session. Okay, the first word is
Today,
make it make sense. Today,
okay. You, okay. Okay, today you use.
your phone.
Today you use your phone.
Come on, Elvis, you can do this.
3, 2,
Oh no.
Okay, you must come forward. Okay, let's get the next person. No.
Your phone. Now the last one is your phone, so you can continue with
With E.
E. Today you use your phone.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Okay. Next.
Oh no.
Let's go together.
Together. You can do anything together.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Aku
Sense of belonging. So we know who is the bottleneck.
Yes, today you use your phone. Enjoy. Your.
Oh no.
Rap. Oh, okay, rap. Today you use your phone. Enjoy your rap. Okay.
video. P. Video.
P. It starts with P. It's like rap. 5,
4, 3.
Party.
Okay. Next, Sophie. Yay. Okay. Next. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, come forward.
Okay, one more person and the game ends. Okay. Next. Yay.
Sorry. Why?
Yay. Why? Must why?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we got the last person.
Last person. Okay, so we got a 4th person here. Okay, maybe you guys can come up. Okay, so we need you to introduce your names and then give yes for today's session, starting from Yusuf.
Okay. So let me introduce myself. My name is Yusuf Pamungkas and I'm from, it's called Dewata Island or Bali. Si paling Bali. So today I have new insight, new experience, good experience for today. And today I need to evaluate my basic speaking English first. And for today, good and good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next person.
Check. Let me introduce myself too. My name is Elvis Cordelis Setiawan. I'm from Bangka Belitung Island. So my message, my experience is really good. So it is maybe the first time I presented using English in front of many people. So yeah, the feeling is really good for me. And yeah, same with my friend. I think I need to evaluate my English skill too.
and start to maybe take a course.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, next person. Hello, my name is Atifah Naila. I'm from Labuan Timur.
Oh, from everywhere around Indonesia.
Yeah,
Apply to all of
yeah,
Indonesia.
Today, I feel nervous and happy. I'm nervous because this is my first time presentation with English. I'm happy because I have a new experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Clarissa Najmanira Hidayat. I'm from Jember, Jakarta. I'm very nervous. Presenting because I usually have stage frights, but I'm so happy to have some more experience.
That's good. Well done.
Okay, so we're very glad that today can give you guys your new experience in presenting, especially using English in front of a lot of people. We think you guys already done a good job.
Yes, very well.
So I'm going to be Santa Claus today and giving you this. Yay! Okay. There you go. All right.
Thank you Mahen for the present. Okay, so
Okay, you guys can go back to your seats. And then we're going to give back to the MC for the awareness stage. Okay, thank you Kezia and Nail, and thank you for all the students. Now we will going to have the very moment that will be I will hand over to Professor Mahendra, but before, are you guys excited? Do you think you guys win? Do you think you guys win, guys? Well, let's I will hand over it to Professor Mahendra.
If you were being asked, do you think you win? I think you're already a winner. Okay?
Yay.
So all of you, hearing from your, message that you have stage fright, you are not confident enough to talk in English, and I mean, I can imagine like having Hajo here is quite intimidating in itself. No, but I think, yeah, you guys did a really good job. And just to give you an update, Hajo, that some of them actually has gone back to their hometown and then returned back for this event. So thank you very much, Elvis.
Yeah.
I think the winners are all of us as your mentor, because I think you did such a wonderful job to apply this and then also presenting and preparing everything. But there's always some we need to choose, and it's not an easy choice because all of you are doing a good job. But let's hear from Hajo about the overall feedback.
All right, so it's a difficult job for me because I have to tease you a little bit, right? You still have to wait until you know who's the winner is. So I'm going to tell you things, but I know that you were actually more interested in who won. But my task is to also give you a little bit of feedback, how I looked at your presentations and how I listened to them and what I learned from it. So first of all, I didn't know that there were people among you who presented for the first time, because all the presentations I think went very well, and I'm very impressed by the English that you speak. I think this is quite impressive that I can travel all the way, the other way to the world compared to the Netherlands where I'm from, and it is so easy for me to follow and to hear what you have done. So I think it's a big compliment. Absolutely. I'm very, very impressed about that. Then I know that all of you had to present in a very short time frame, right? And there was so much information that you had to explain. You had to explain the problem, the analysis, the solution, and then also show how all these things are connected to each other. And on top of that, also my questions. So I realized that it's difficult to compress information. And I think that all of the teams have done that quite well. There was a good tempo to present. The slides were very clear. Sometimes there was so much information for me that I was only halfway and then we already went to the next slide. But that's not your fault. That's simply because you had so limited time. So I think that for all the presentations, I have to give a compliment on how this information was compressed. Then the questions of course were difficult. We had no idea what to expect, although the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth team had a little bit of an advantage because they knew I were going to ask about the problems, right, of what you would expect from it. And I think that it's an important takeaway for today that you have now trained very hard and learned a lot about analyzing processes and thinking of solutions. But don't forget that if you're going to apply this knowledge in the future, in real situations, either it's your university or it's for other companies, that is going to be a big difference between all the things that you can think of and how it will work in practice, right? So my recommendation is to really keep an open mind with respect to your own ideas. And there was one of the groups, and I really appreciated that, one of the groups said also, but we can also, of course, incorporate the feedback from the people working in this process on what their ideas are and what they think of our changes. And I think that's a very important takeaway for all of you. You have now done a very good job of understanding how to analyze and improve processes, but realize that when you're going to do this in the real world, you will face all kinds of challenges with respect to people carrying out this work and who have to adapt. And it's also your task to help them understand what the benefits are and also to be empathetic to the resistance and maybe the ideas that they have into the process and to make it into a blend, because only then you will be very successful with implementing your bright ideas. I also thought, and I tried to compare with the Dutch students, how they would do. I think you compare very well. I think that at your stage that you can already have so much understanding of all these different steps in the process that you are able to apply all these ideas about redesign and redesign heuristics, the analytical methods, and build things in automation tools, that you have all these integrated skills. I think you're doing well and compare favorably with my undergraduate students. So I think that's also a compliment to the teachers and the lecturers here, that you have managed to reach, let your students reach this stage.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Then, thank you. Then, without spoiling the task of what happened, I can also tell you that the three of us, we were impressed with how close the results are, right? So even if you do not make it to reach the top stage, if you could see, and we will not show you, but if you could see the rankings are extremely close to each other. I leave it at that. Yeah, back to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean, I would like to encourage you to keep nurturing your skills, yeah. And I have now to announce, first one is the favorite from the audience. Can you guess? Who is your favorite? Well, the favorite one is very masculine, Hidup MPB. Yeah. So I will invite Hajo to give you the favorite team.
Just come for
Yes.
Yes.
They're still in shock.
The most masculine groups.
Yes, the most masculine.
Okay.
Oh.
We will have a photo session a little bit later. Okay. Now, the runner-up and the best presentation is very, very, very close. That we need to, discuss it again. But the runner-up is, can you guess? The runner-up is the kawaii one, Gemesin. Yay. Okay. Oh. Okay. Thank you. Very nice. Okay. Last but not least, of course, the winner of this DPM showcase this year. I think we need Professor Hajo flying every year.
Why not?
To have annual event. But the best team is Halo Admin.
Halo, admin.
And we will have Professor Reijers to give the.
Oh, this is beautiful. Shall I take it? Yeah, will you keep it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, keep it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and I'll take it. Certificate first, right? Yeah.
And then after
Congratulations
we
with the
have a photo
team.
together.
Yes, so this is for you. Thank you. Very well done. Very well done. Congratulations. Very well done. Can you also carry this? Yes? Okay.
Thank you. Can you please stay on the stage, and I would like to invite everybody to join in for a group session. And thank you very much. I would like to invite also all the team that I assembled very quickly. Thank you so much, Christine, for Abel, and also Keisha and Niall and Bara. Everybody in the audience, please come in. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, guys, now let's have a group photo session together. Everyone, please stand up and come to the front. We'll take a picture with Prof.
You can stand in the front. You're the winners. You sit in the front. We stand behind you. Congratulations. Well presented. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Well done. Congratulations, being the favorite. Please come here. Come here. Stand in front of us. Yeah.
Mas Nano, gimana caranya ini? Depan.
Can we invite Professor Hajo?
Where do we sit? Oh, but I'm too tall. No?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, please come down. Okay.
I think I'm the one who's not wearing batik.
No, you're not the only one.
I don't know why everybody wears batik.
Super beautiful.
Sorry?
It's so beautiful how students have dressed. And,
Well, it's easy to say that, okay, just wear batik.
Oh, still.
Batik's always very work nicely.
Yeah.
Everybody in? Oh, Ryu, you have to be here. Yes, come. Good. We have Mas Nano. Don't worry. Ready? Say cheese. Okay.
Cheese.
Okay, another style as always.
Yeah.
Oh, kenapa enggak? Jangan lah ya. Gimana?
Then we. Oh yeah. Put it up. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we need to point to Professor Hajo.
Oh no, really?
Yes, because you come all the way.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Udah boleh pulang. Terima kasih semuanya. Sudah datang ya.
May I take our group take a photo with you?
Photo? Yes, of course. Where do we take it? Here? Yeah? Okay, let's do it.
Ya, terima kasih banyak.
Where are we going to stand? Here.